Merci beaucoup.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. President of the General Assembly, ladies and gentlemen, heads of state and governments, distinguished ministers and delegates. Mr. President, I wanted to be here with you today as we were in Brest several months ago, talking with a great gusto about the oceans and our common commitment to it. And I wanted to be with you today also to continue within the context we all know very well, to continue moving forward with this agenda. In fact, despite the many difficulties geopolitically, the war in Europe, and I was very recently with many of our colleagues in Madrid for the NATO summit. The United Nations have a lot to do, of course, but we should not divert our collective mission from the Sustainable Development Agenda for the benefit of men, women, the earth, and the ocean. And this common mission is very important in our view. We decided in 2015 to set up the SDG number 14. We are in the middle of 2022, and the horizon of 2030 that we had set for ourselves is already visible. It is approaching. And it's guided by that we organized in February of last year in Brest, a meeting on the ocean, bringing together everyone who wants to help here, heads of states of governments, of course, and also those whom we absolutely need, if we want to be successful here and implement SDG number 14. Scientists, civil society, philanthropists, heads of companies, non-governmental organizations. We've mobilized all of them. And since Brest, we had very specific commitments that we were working on at our levels. We have 35 actors in several ports decided to decarbonize between now and 2028. 128 participants will help combat plastic pollution. And we have some tangible results already. 3 days ago in Marseille, 3 shipbuilders were certified green builders, and this is a driving force in sea navigation. And every time we have a common requirement that there be specific, tangible, demonstrable results, specific projects that we have to preserve, for example, the exceptional ecosystems such as the mangroves, coral reefs, threatened today, but they are a source of hope for everyone here. And it is by protecting the blue carbon that we will help protect climate and biodiversity. We do know that through these objectives of protecting marine biodiversity, we protect the oceans, we help with climate action and carbon sequestration. This is less than 1% of the ocean surface, but because of their capacity for carbon sequestration, they are guarantors of our survival. And I do hope that the first projects of restoring our marine heritage will be identified between now and COP27. And this is a very good methodology. Fix ourselves a goal which brings us all together at the level of states and enables us to measurably move forward. So the works to have a binding treaty on plastic pollution after Brest began in Nairobi in the wake of our summit. And we gave ourselves 2 years to get there. That was a Nairobi commitment. And without waiting, we decided with the specific projects, investing in recycling, cleaning our beaches. We undertook very clear commitments at the French and European level and started work. And it is this way that we will be mobilized countries in Europe, but also in the Atlantic and the Pacific, against the scourge of illicit fishing. Several months ago, we talked about that, and we made an important step forward together with the first binding agreement under the WTO this month on subsidies to illegal fishing and in high seas overfishing. Then we started continuing with what we started in Brest. And I wanted to thank our fleets who work together with us. I know that many states here in the Gulf of Guinea, for example, are expecting that we continue with this work against illicit fishing. And it is for this that we want to have this treaty on high seas. In other words, have a framework for the freedom framework, which is threatened now by overfishing and pollution. But this is something that we've been discussing for 7 years, so it's high time to accomplish it, and quickly. The coalition, which was launched together with the European Union during the Brest summit, counts 47 determined members, determined to act quickly and do well to create this new international rule. We know how important the negotiations will be this summer in New York, and we are all mobilized. And it's also for this reason that the summit in Lisbon is so important, to mobilize the international community for this goal. Beyond the international treaties, we also have a joint admission state by state for our own biodiversity. We have a goal, COP15, which will be in December. We will go to Montreal to talk about the Green and Blue Alliance, this high ambitious coalition. We launched this together with Costa Rica. It brings together 102 members and should enable us to provide us with tangible results between now and the end of this year, December, in Montreal for COP15. Together, we'll defend the principle of having a framework which will enable us to protect at least 30% of land and sea area between now in 2030. You can see that this is a very specific, systematic action framework that we're building. And our mobilization should not flag at any point in time. Yesterday, Europe made a huge step forward for climate with the implementation of our climate goals for 2030 and 2050. And Europe knows how to make historic decisions and adopt agreements. Last spring, we were talking about climate change, and we are doing exactly that when it comes to maritime and air transport, zero-emission cars, strengthening the carbon markets, helping households, combating deforestation. We are finalizing 14 climate laws which should help with our commitments. What we're doing on land, in other words, respecting our goals, the Paris Agreement, combating global warming, we need to also do that for the future of our oceans. And so what we are starting here, and the importance of the summit here and now, and of your conference, distinguished President and distinguished delegates, is to see what has been done recently thanks to our mobilization, but also to see what the agenda will be for the upcoming summits in the months and years, and say that our commitment is complete, comprehensive, and collective. All of us together, as we did for the Paris Agreement in 2015, we should set ourselves ambitious goals for biodiversity and specifically for the oceans. We started this work, which needs to be finished between August and December because of the meeting that I just mentioned, and for which in the years to come we need to bring the international community together. And it is for this, and in conclusion, that I would like to present to you the candidacy of France to host, together with Costa Rica in 2025, a new United Nations conference on oceans. Let's use this aim to help move us collectively forward and make sure that everyone comes together with us for the future of our oceans. I thank you very much.